Inverse property of addition. Well, what is the inverse property of addition? Well, the property states if you add a number and its opposite, the sum is 0. And its opposite is also, when you're talking about addition, it's also known as its additive inverse. So if you take a number and you add its opposite, its additive inverse, the result will always be 0. If you take negative 2 and you add its opposite, which is 2, the result will be 0. So what would be the additive inverse then of 5? Yeah, it would be negative 5. What would be the additive inverse or the opposite of negative 18? It'd be positive 18. What would be the additive inverse of negative 4.8? It'd be positive 4.8. What about the additive inverse of 3/5? It'd be negative 3/5. And what would be the additive inverse of negative 2 1/2? It'd be positive 2 1/2. So the inverse property states if we add a number and its opposite, its additive inverse, the result will be 0. If we added all of these, they would all add up to 0. So we've done quite a few properties this year. Let's see if we can do these. Now remember, the commutative property is the change order property. So which one of these is changing the order when you're adding? So if you look at these, which one is changing order when we're adding? It would be down here. This is changing the order. Which one is changing the order when we multiply? So if you look at these, which one is changing order when we multiply? It would be choice B. So it doesn't matter what order you multiply. Associative, all stay same order. All stay same order. And we group in the associative property with parentheses. So you know it's got to be one of the ones with parentheses. So which one is the associative property of addition? That would be associative property of addition would be F. So you'll notice, look, all stay same order. They're all in the same order. The only difference is the parentheses. And all stay same order multiplication, it would be this one. They're all in the same order. We've just grouped using parentheses a couple of different numbers. Zero property of multiplication. Zero property of multiplication. This is multiplying times 0 is 0. Anything times 0 is 0. The identity property of addition. Remember, the identity doesn't change. And if you look at this one, if I add 0 to any number, it doesn't change that number. Identity doesn't change. Identity property of multiplication would be right here. Any number times 1 is still that number. Its identity doesn't change. And last but not least, the inverse property. Any number plus its opposite is 0. So those are the properties that we've worked with this year.